What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another classical reaction, and we're returning to the 1999 CD I have of Gioacchino Rossini overtures as performed by the Plovdiv Philharmonic Orchestra and conducted by Rouslan Raychev. I'm going to go with Raychev. In any case, we're going to listen to the overture for The Italian Girl in Algiers. I believe this opera was first performed in 1813. I looked this up in advance. Now, when I first got this CD, I immediately loved all the overtures, but I think for a long time this was my favorite. Now, at some point, I feel like the Thieving Magpie overture overtook it and became my favorite, but this one is really good, and it's not one I had ever heard of, whereas like Barbara of Seville, I knew even before I got this CD. So this was a gem finding when I first began to listen to this CD, which again I probably got a year or two after it came out, maybe early 2000s, when I was really diving headfirst into classical music. So with no further ado, let's hear it. This is the overture to the opera The Italian Girl in Algiers by Gioacchino Rossini, and once again it is performed by the Plovdiv Philharmonic Orchestra and conducted by Rouslan Raychev. Little dialogues. to the orchestra, each of these sections. It's perfect. It's like the perfect overture. I can't. I mean, I'm gonna have to. It's been a while, and we'll see what happens when we listen to the Thieving Magpie overture. Which, again, at some point, I remember thinking, like, man, maybe I even like that one better. And everyone on here is fantastic, but that's just brilliant. It's a triumph of orchestral writing. It's clever. It's playful in parts, but grand, bright, and exciting in different moments. I mentioned it's like, oh, it's got the fire of Beethoven, and someone commented, it's also very similar, maybe even more so, to Mozart. I feel it. It's like I feel the fire and passion of a lot of Beethoven's writing, but the elegance and beauty of a lot of Mozart's writing. I feel, again, like it's full of these little melodic couplets, these dialogues, one melodic line answered by another similar one but slightly different. It's, different sections of the orchestra talking to each other, growing to a crescendo, falling back down and being light and sweet and tender, and then again starting over but filtering through or cycling through different arrangements of the instruments that are playing these particular motifs and melodic couplets. It's just brilliant. It's an absolutely brilliant overture. I confess I've never actually heard or seen the opera, so I don't know if some of these melodic themes come back in the actual music of the opera itself, but I wouldn't be surprised. But even if you only ever heard this overture, it's, The Italian Girl in Algiers is a triumph. It's just beautiful, amazing. I'm going to throw more superlative words at it and see if some of them stick, but I wonder what other people think. Once again, big shout out to all the folks who've been following this classical reaction series. I know there was a while where it had fallen off, but I'm very excited to start going through it again more regularly. And as I said, we're going to go through this entire CD, and every one of the overtures is brilliant. And, perhaps one day I'll see if I can acquire the full operas of some of these pieces, or that are connected to these overtures, because, I think we all need more Rossini in our life. So, from a very sleepy Luca and I, let me know what you think of this incredible overture, and she and I will see you next time. Peace.